Hello there and welcome back to the channel where today we are here with the top 10 upcoming Tycoon games at this current moment in time. Yes, these are games that are not yet released. They've been announced, they've been teased. We'll see if they actually do come to fruition. It's been a long time since we did one of these, so we'll have to pick some of the best ones for this top 10. We mentioned City Block Builder a few months back, but since then, a little more information and a few more images have surfaced online. City Block Builder, for those unaware, is a city builder based in the 1950s of Los Angeles, a city considered a modern utopia with the rise of Hollywood imminent. You inherit an old cinema theater, which you'll have to renovate and expand in order to meet the demands of local consumers and make a profit in this new and ever-changing modern-day landscape. Adding to your block, buildings such as restaurants, bowling alleys, a series of shops, newsstands, drive-thrus, clubs, and much, much more. Expanding your original enterprise into an expansive money-making endeavor. City Block Builder has a prospective release date of October 13th, 2020, one of the few games to have an exact release date. Hey! Next up, we have what looks like it could be, at least from the videos and photos we've seen, a fairly big release in the Tycoon niche with Cartel Tycoon. While little is known about the game, here is what I could scrape up from a couple of websites. I would like to note there is a Steam page in English for this game. However, most of the details or the interesting details I could find were in Russian. And fair point, I'm Scottish, not Russian, so I don't speak the language. So here is the best script I could write with Google Translate. Cartel Tycoon allows you to build a growing drug production and smuggling business. Cartel Tycoon gives you control over the production of your what's the most YouTube-friendly way to say this? Product, I would assume. From here, you must transfer your products, which have been grown, to a processing plant in order to make them a more valuable version of that product. From here, you can bring your product to what are called exchange points. These would be border crossings or trading hubs, and try and get them through the tough security that may exist at these hubs, because of course, you know, you don't really want drugs to pass through your country's borders, so they will be pretty heavily guarded. With all of this, you have mechanics with cities, which would include stuff like wars with police. Obviously, we want your cartel gets more prolific. And many more of these features are prevalent in the game. There's pictures of, for example, cities being bordered up, being completely shut in, and police surrounding you and locking you in that city, I would imagine, to try and shut down your cartel. There isn't many more details I could scrape up in English, but for more details, and if you speak Russian, you can find the links and further information below, and there are a lot of interesting images which I couldn't completely show you in this video from Cartel Tycoon. Next up, we have a new upcoming game in the form of Festival Tycoon. Festival Tycoon is a tycoon game focusing on building out a successful festival business. The game focuses on the planning process of creating and constructing a festival, getting acts and providing the correct facilities for your prospective guests. Then on to, of course, the finances of running this festival, with the need for good acts on a finite budget and cheap and affordable ticket prices for your prospective guests if you want them to come by the droves. Festival Tycoon will also feature a real-time strategy element to its gameplay, alongside its classical Tycoon gameplay. This is to quote the website, and to further quote the websites, the main features in List Farm would be the ability to plan and build a festival layout, book fitting bands for your festival, set ticket prices, find sponsors, and of course, make your visitors as happy as possible. The site lacks in-depth details on what you could possibly do in Festival Tycoon at this moment. However, you can go and check out the early gameplay demo on itch.io for free. Next, we take a look at League of Legends Esports Manager, or, if you'd rather, LOL Esports Manager for short. It's being developed by the same developers behind the official League of Legends game. So that would mean, if you're looking for some accuracy in the game, you're probably going to get as accurate as possible for them. Off the back of incredibly successful games such as Esports Life Tycoon, League of Legends Esports Manager hopes to capitalize on this to create a League of Legends esports focused manager. A lot of people seem to like the idea of an esports tycoon managing game. There's a lot of them around. With Esports Life Tycoon, of course, being the most popular one to date. The game is set to feature a series of strategy gameplay components. However, No specific details have been revealed as of yet. LoL Esports Manager will feature single and multiplayer co-op gameplay while including a highly competitive AI system for single player playing. It appears they plan to release an early access in China for testing and then release in the West into Steam Early Access at some point in the future. Next, we have a newer arrival with Drill Deal. Drill Deal is a game based upon the ownership and day-to-day running of an oil rig platform. Drill Deal allows you to create your own mini oil extraction empire right in the middle of the ocean. It's a bit of a smaller game, so if you don't want some of those in-depth mechanics of, say, Cartel Tycoon seems to have, then Drill Deal would maybe be for you. You can upgrade your drill through the research of what they call modules in the game. These modules bring with them new features to your drill and new capabilities. With the addition of these modules, you'll be able to, like I said, increase your rig's productivity, resulting in bigger and larger payouts. However, the extraction of the world's resources can anger Mother Nature. Natural disasters, polar monsters, and other epic events can hinder your extraction program, hitting profits and damaging your very specialized equipment. To learn more, you can check the links in the description. However, it is on Steam, so like many of these games, you can easily wishlist it quickly. Junk is one of my personal favorites on this list. It's a city management tycoon game with an interesting swing on things. The Earth part of planet Earth is noticeably absent as you float around on an eternally water-filled world. I believe global warming, I guess. You manage a floating city of Junk City, as it's called, made up of 3 factions: the Moonshiners, the Motor Church, and the ACDC, also known as the Anarcho-Communistic Democratic Community. Apparently, these 3 factions will live on your city, and your job is to manage the power of these 3 groups and get them to work together to build a prosperous city on the foundations of a junk-filled world. Upgrading your city with research will be key to build in new technologies and capabilities to provide for your growing population in these desperate and barren times. It looks a little like Flotsam, but with some more unique gameplay quirks to differentiate it from that game. It's also got a very, very amazing art style. I love the art style of the game, so I'm definitely looking forward to this as well. Skyhaven is an airport management simulation game, and it recently surpassed its Kickstarter goals, funding the game and allowing the devs to proceed with further development ahead of its release at some point in 2020. Skyhaven is a realistic airport management sandbox game which focuses on building and developing an airport from the beginning of the aviation era to present time, and there seems to be a pretty good solid focus on that. You start out with those kind of old style, very, very rickety looking airplanes from historical times, and from the images we've been shown, make your way to the modern day. And I think this is one of the features which will differentiate it from the very, very popular games such as Sim Airport and Airport CEO, besides the 3D nature of the graphics. Skyhaven will, like I said, come with high quality graphics, an ever-expanding research tree, and enhanced management features, which there are little details on right now. Skyhaven is the perfect game for any die-hard aviation or tycoon game fan. Mars Horizon is a simulation strategy game tasking you with leading a major space agency, guiding humanity towards the planet of Mars. You'll have to create a base for launching rockets, researching new technologies, and training your astronauts with the ability to build and develop new rockets for launch. And not only people will be launched in these rockets, but satellites and science projects too into space, which will fund the further development of your space agency. The game will feature an expansive tech tree for research and allow you to choose from up to 5 space agencies when starting out in the game. There was a recent beta for Mars Horizon, so if you would like some gameplay, there will be a lot of that on the interwebs. This beta included 14 of the milestone missions, 3 out of the 5 playable space agencies, and a dozen of those researchable parts to build your own rocket. Personally, I really like the look of Mars Horizon. I've had the chance to play both the alpha and the beta, and they're both bloody fun, so the full game must be bloody enjoyable if the beta, which is not a released copy or finished copy of a game, is as good as it was with Mars Horizon. Factory Life is a factory building game that isn't actually set on an alien planet. Factory Life will start you off like most games in the building phase, setting the foundations and layout of your new factory to be the factory floor, I guess you could call it. From the start, you will only be able to build warehouse rooms. However, as your factory grows and expands, you will be able to build different rooms for different productions or for housing your staff, such as break rooms as an example. Factories require supply chains, so logistics will be very important. The sending and receiving of items will be key to your factory's success. This is a prominent feature in Factory Life and will be essential if you wish to succeed. As you expand your building and operations, this will naturally bring with it the need for new production areas, logistical expansion, and a number of new employees, with all these being built into the game. Factory Life is sure to be great and feature-filled. It's also, I mentioned at the start, it's not set on an alien planet. You get Factorio. Factorio is brought up by the developer. It seems just more grounded, more down-to-earth, more realistic than some other factory designing games, which I like the look of, to be honest. I like my realistic realisms in games. Space Station Tycoon is a game which recently hit Kickstarter and surpassed those Kickstarter goals with flying colors. It's in early alpha, but looks like it could be a very hopeful game. So, what is it about? Well, it's the year 3000 and humanity is stretching its power all over the galaxy. With economic opportunities everywhere, it's time to take advantage and start production of your very own space station. Attracting customers to your station so that they can spend money on your services and products will be key to your success as the station's manager. With a wide variety of space station buildings to grow your station, you'll be able to attract new types of travelers by customizing and outfitting your station with these items. Space Station Tycoon has reached its goal on Kickstarter at the time of writing, so it will definitely be coming to Steam, or will have a higher chance, I guess, of being released on Steam very soon. And that is it for today. That was your top 10 upcoming Tycoon games. The top 10 that are, in my opinion, the best looking and most likely to succeed in releasing on Steam, which is quite an achievement. Even if a game is bad, actually releasing a game is a fair achievement. If there's any games you think I should have included or you think should be suggested, put them in the comments for everyone else to see. But until next time, I'll thank you for watching and cheerio.